The kitchen was stifling. The clanging of pans, the hiss of boiling pots, and the heavy scent of oil filled the air. But all of it faded the moment Clara stepped inside. She was 8 months pregnant, her black apron stretched tight over her round belly. Sweat gathered along her hairline, and her swollen feet were crammed into worn-out sneakers. She had no choice. Rent was due in a week, her baby still had no crib, and the father had disappeared the moment she refused to end the pregnancy. The head chef glanced at her with concern. "You sure you can handle it here? You know who's coming tonight." Clara nodded. "I've heard." Everyone had heard. Victor Kane, the silver-haired luxury hotel owner and self-proclaimed billionaire, was infamous for running restaurants like war zones. Staff quit within hours. He screamed, humiliated, and even threw plates. Tonight, he was inspecting this branch. Still, Clara tightened her apron and stepped into the fire. At exactly 6:42 p.m., Kane stormed into the kitchen. Dressed in a sharp navy suit, he commanded attention instantly. A waiter dropped a spoon, and Kane barked, "Did I just hire a circus act?" Nervous laughter followed. Clara didn't flinch. She kept slicing bread, garnishing plates, her hands steady even as her back ached. Then he saw her. "You," he said, pointing. "Who hired a pregnant woman to ruin my kitchen's image?" Without looking up, Clara replied, "I'm here to work, sir. My condition doesn't interfere with that." Kane stalked toward her, eyes cold. "What's your name?" "Clara." He grabbed the plate she had just prepared and smashed it on the floor. "Wrong answer. Your name is fired. Get out." The room went silent. "No," Clara said, her voice low but firm. He leaned in, his face flushed. "What did you say?" "I said no. I need this job. And you don't have the right to treat people this way, pregnant or not." For a moment, he looked shocked. Then he laughed bitterly. "You think you're special because you're carrying a brat. You think your swollen belly makes you untouchable." The sous chef looked away. A dishwasher froze mid-scrub. Someone gasped. Kane raised his arm as if to strike or intimidate her. It had always worked before. Clara flinched, but didn't step back. One hand went to her belly, the other lifted in warning. "Touch me," she said softly, "and the world will see exactly what kind of man you are." A tense silence filled the room. "You think the world cares?" Kane sneered. "Maybe not, but your investors might." A young kitchen staffer already had their phone out. Others joined. It wasn't planned. It just happened. Kane's eyes darted around, realizing too late that every angle was being filmed. "Stop recording now," he barked, but no one moved. "I can ruin all of you." His voice cracked. Clara simply turned back to her station and kept plating, her hands trembling, but her posture steady. She wasn't just preparing food. She was taking back control. Kane stood there, breathing heavily, fists clenched, but said nothing. Something had shifted. It wasn't the phones that unsettled him. It was the calm defiance in Clara's eyes. Finally, he turned and stormed out. The silence afterward was suffocating. No one clapped, no one spoke. Clara placed the final sprig of parsley, adjusted the plate, and quietly walked to the staff locker room. Her shift wasn't over, but something in her was. She sat slowly, breathing through the tightness in her back, wiping a tear away with her sleeve. "I'll probably get fired anyway," she whispered. But an hour passed, then another. The restaurant manager entered, pacing nervously. "Clara, he's still here, sitting in the dining room." "Why are you telling me?" she asked. He asked for you." "No," she said immediately. "I'm not going to entertain him. He's not angry, just quiet." Her instincts told her to leave, but something inside, maybe the same strength from earlier, made her decide to end this on her own terms. She walked into the dim dining room. Kane sat alone at a back table, suit slightly disheveled, a glass of untouched wine before him. "I didn't mean to scare you," he said first, his voice low. "You tried to hit me," she replied. "I wasn't going to," he lied, then sighed. "Maybe I was. I don't even know anymore." Clara didn't sit. "If you're just here to save your image, I'm not interested in an apology." "It's not that," he said, looking down. "No one's spoken to me like that in 20 years, not since my wife died. She was like you, tough, fearless, didn't care about my money, called me out when I was cruel, which was often. After she died, I got worse. I hated the world for taking her, but I took it out on people." Clara's expression didn't soften. "Then maybe you should have stepped away from people before becoming this monster." He didn't argue. "I don't expect you to forgive me, but what you did today, the courage you showed, it's the only thing that's made me look at myself in years." Finally, Clara sat across from him. "I'm not a hero. I just didn't have the luxury to run." They sat in silence. Then Kane pulled a sweet envelope from his jacket. "This isn't hush money or pity. Inside is a letter I wrote to every board member and investor. Effective immediately, I'm stepping away from managing all restaurants for 6 months. Mandatory therapy, anger management, everything I should have done years ago. And what does that have to do with me? You'll take my place. Here. Acting manager. Full pay, health insurance, maternity leave." Clara stared at him. "You don't even know me." "I know strength when I see it. I know character when I'm humbled by it. You kept that kitchen from collapsing under my ego today." "And the baby?" she asked. "This is your kitchen now. You make the rolls, even if it means a crib in the manager's office." She didn't smile, but her hand rested on her belly. The baby kicked. "I'll think about it," she said softly. That night, Clara walked home under the streetlights, her apron folded neatly in her bag, her mind racing. She didn't know if Kane would keep his word, but for the first time in months, she didn't feel invisible. She didn't feel like just a pregnant woman overlooked. She felt seen, respected, powerful.